It's a new year. New year means new games to be excited for. It is that time. What's going on, guys? It's me, WestTownHD, and today, guys, as the title and thumbnail suggest, I will be counting down my top 10 most anticipated games of the year. Before we jump into it, though, we have just hit 180 subscribers and would love to hit 200 with you guys. And of course, if you guys want to see more top 10s in the future, then consider hitting the subscribe and bell icon so you don't miss out. Without further ado, roll the intro. Do you guys remember a game that debuted on SNES called Super Famicom Wars? Probably not. How about Advance Wars on Game Boy? To 7 people who raised their hand, what if I told you that a game, a spiritual successor of sorts, is coming to Nintendo Switch in less than a week? Wargroove is a turn-based top-down strategy game that draws much inspiration from the Advance Wars / Super Famicom Wars game. From building your own stage, to likable characters, to an all-inclusive campaign mode, Wargroove is exactly the game I've been clamoring for. Coupled with online multiplayer, this is a dream come true. I'm still holding out for a reboot of the Advance Wars series, but Children's Systems has stated they basically don't remember how to make Advance Wars games after so many long years with the Fire Emblem franchise. I wish I was making this up, but the article's on screen. This is actually fact. SD Gundam G Generation Cross Rays is another strategy game, but this time employing mecha and different characters from 4 different Gundam series. The game itself is going to be a great starting point for newcomers to the series or franchise as a whole. Not only will it be releasing in English on Nintendo Switch later this year, but PS4 and Steam are also confirmed to be receiving this game on the same day. As well as this particular entry, they've chosen the Gundam shows that did best in the West, being Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed, Gundam 00, and Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphan. To summarize gameplay briefly, you play through different Gundam scenarios and recruit mechs which you can later evolve, like Pokemon, into higher strength suits. It's better experience than explained. If there are any mecha fans watching this and you haven't cared about Gundam since Seed Destiny, this game is for you. It's been quite a long time since we had a good Luigi's Mansion game. But I'm hoping Luigi's Mansion 3 can deliver. Though the ever so small teaser trailer Nintendo gave us in the September Direct, I can't stop thinking about if it'll stack up to the original very well or flop like the second game. Thankfully, we have confirmation that it's only the hotel that we'll be traversing and not going to a bunch of other places. There really isn't much to say about Luigi's Mansion 3, all we can do is speculate, but waiting for the next trailer is what's keeping me on the edge of my seat. It's no surprise that the next mainline Pokemon games would make this list. But why only at 7? Well, for many reasons. Namely, everyone was excited for the last Pokemon games to hit Nintendo Switch, only to find out they're remakes. Don't get me wrong, Let's Go was fun, but it was too familiar. The main reason I have Pokemon only at 7 is because, well, honestly, I'm not sure what to expect for this year's Pokemon game, other than it's going to be a day 1 like every last game. I'm hoping for Generation 8, but there's something in my bones that feels like it won't be. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I was a massive fan of Xenoblade Chronicles X. One thing I had always felt was it would be fun to play this game online. Unfortunately, with the Wii U's lack of sales, the online wasn't anywhere near as polished as I had hoped. However, Daemon X Machina seems to be the mecha combat that I liked so much about Chronicles X. Every time I see a trailer, I get more and more excited for the game. To me, this game strikes me as a fun beat-em-up mecha-style game for you and your few friends to play online together. If this plays anything like Gundam Breaker games and the FPS is stable, then this game could potentially break my top 5 games of the year. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now, these next 5 games I consider day 0 games. I'm talking midnight, digital, must-play then and there kind of caliber games. These are games that I am super excited for that I cannot go another minute without. Mario Kart 8 is great on Switch, but I think it's time for a new challenger to take the wheel. For my long-term subscribers, you saw this coming. I've never taken kart racers seriously, but the way Sega is marketing Team Sonic Racing has me hook, line, and sinker. I've been looking for another kart racing style game to play with friends, and Team Sonic Racing looks to be delivering. Not to mention, this is the first game since Shadow the Hedgehog in about 2006, I believe is when it released, that we're getting a brand new Crush 40 song as the main theme. Sure, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Free Riders, and even Forces had Jun Sunue on the team, but we never truly got that Crush 40 head-bobbing goodness that we were so used to since the late GameCube days. I have high hopes for Team Sonic Racing, and that's why it's at number 5. I only recently picked up Doom 2016 on PC and fell in love. When they announced Doom Eternal, I was beyond excited. Doom is the most fun I've ever had with a shooter, period. From the atmosphere to the carnage up to the heavy death metal, Doom has it all. Yes, Doom Eternal is coming to Nintendo Switch, so I'm putting it on this list, but I'll be going PC for this guy. Once you play Doom at 60 FPS, there's no going back. I recently fell in love with the Bayonetta series all over again. The gameplay is just so satisfying. Streaming the entire second game on Twitch made me remember that we are overdue for info on the next game, which I can only assume is coming this year. From the only trailer we've gotten of the game, it looks like it's shaping up to be a prequel of sorts, but information is extremely limited with this one. I wish I had more to say other than, man, I'm excited for this game, but like with Pokemon, there isn't anything to go off of. So I guess we'll just have to keep anticipating till the next Nintendo Direct. Number 2 is yet another mech-based anime game. Super Robot Wars Terra is shaping up to be one of the hypest entries in the long-running SRW timeline. For those who have never played an SRW game or don't even understand the premise, I'll do my best to explain. Super Robot Wars is a series that brings in fan-favorite mecha anime and meshes their worlds together for a unified plot. What is so appealing about every entry is seeing how each of these characters from different worlds and anime interact and bond. My personal favorite interaction from the series is when Lelouch from Code Geass uses Kamina from Gurren Lagann in one of his strategies. By drilling and weakening buildings around the enemy, the gang are able to make a rather tedious battle a cakewalk. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. SRW is full of interactions like these. What's so special about this entry is the series list. Sure, you have regular Gundam series, you got G Gundam in there, Double Zeta, all the returning stuff, all the safe stuff, but the biggest curveball is the inclusion of cult classic Cowboy Bebop. As much as I want to keep talking about SRW, I think that's best saved for another video. So, I'm in love with you guys. I went back in editing here, because we actually ended up doing a discussion on Super Robot Wars Terra the other day with my friend Bazakara. It's over on his channel. I'll be linking that in the description. But he was like, hey, you guys want to discuss this? And I was like, shoot, alright. I might as well plug that in my latest video. So link to that will be in the description. For anyone who wants to check it out, that is. For anyone interested, however, this game will be receiving an English Singapore release on both PS4 and Switch. You'll need to import them to acquire it, but trust me, when I say you won't regret it. And here's some honorable mentions before I give you my number 1 pick.
Any criminal, crime don't pay. Seen the crazy look, Eggman's face. Don't let it hit you more. 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 Any criminal, crime don't pay. Seen the crazy look, Eggman's face. Don't let it hit you more. 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 Don't let let it hit your boy. Don't let it
Sitting atop the peak of our list, the pinnacle of games, the one that could be my game of the year, the one I'm most excited for coming in 2018 is Fire Emblem Three Houses. I was sold on this game the minute it was announced. In case you guys didn't catch it with my last few picks, I've very much been into turn-based strategy games, and Fire Emblem is no exception. I'm sincerely hoping we get this game in 2019, but it's the lack of information on the subject that worries me. But back to the game. At a glance, it looks like they added a lot of quality of life changes to the game. My personal favorite being the fact it feels like you're fighting more in an army and less than a band of mercenaries working for free. Part of me really wants the marriage mechanics back, but then there was the train wreck that was Fate, so I almost didn't miss it in the remake Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valencia, but I think they could nail it this time around if they tried hard enough. Nonetheless, the waifu aspect being absent from the game won't be a deal breaker. It'd just be nice to see it make a return after a while. Aside from all that, the early gameplay trailer we saw looked stunning. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we could be looking at the very first Fire Emblem game to run at a stable 1080p 60. The only thing left to do is hope and pray for a Nintendo Direct to shed some light on the next entry in this beloved series. And that is going to do it for my top 10 games of 2019 so far. Did you guys like my picks or did you dislike my picks? Show me by hitting that like button or dislike button. And hey, if you guys didn't like some of my picks, that's entirely fine. Go ahead and leave your picks in the comment section down below. I'm real curious to see what everyone else is playing. And of course, if you guys did have an interest in any of these games, I can guarantee you every one of these games will be streamed on our Twitch channel over on twitch.tv/WestTownHD. So go ahead and follow there if you guys are interested in seeing us play through some of these games, and subscribe here for more content every week. This has been WestTownHD, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Deuces!